The 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene in 22 minutes. Let's go. Part 1. Self-directed warfare. To become a master strategist, first identify and confront your own mental barriers, then rigorously apply strategies to overcome them, unlocking your strategic potential from within. Strategy 1. Declare war on your enemies, the polarity strategy. In today's world, enemies often hide their true intentions, attacking us subtly instead of openly. It's important to see beyond obvious foes and spot those pretending to be friends but secretly working against us. These hidden enemies use sneaky tactics to harm us while advancing their own goals. To deal with them, we need to stay alert, respond smartly, and sometimes even turn them into allies. Being prepared helps us defend against sneaky attacks and strengthen our position against indirect threats. Strategy 2. Do not fight the last war, the guerrilla war of the mind strategy. Often, we wish we could redo past mistakes with what we know now. Yet the real error is not learning from the past and not adapting to the present. Successful strategists stay flexible and respond to new challenges as they come, rather than sticking strictly to old plans. Embracing change and staying open to new lessons helps us navigate life more effectively, like a river that flows and adjusts its course with each new obstacle. Strategy 3. Amidst the turmoil of events, do not lose your presence of mind, the counterbalance strategy. Our actions are often more influenced by emotions than by logic. To control our emotions and make stronger decisions, we need to build mental toughness through real-life challenges and experiences, not just theory. Facing fears directly can make them less intimidating and boost our confidence. It's also crucial to see others as equals and to develop a quick, intuitive understanding of situations through practice and connection with our surroundings. Strategy 4. Create a sense of urgency and desperation, the death ground strategy. Feeling stuck often comes from having too many options, leading to indecision. Sun Tzu's idea of death ground shows that people do their best when they feel they have no escape. Applying this outside of war means creating high-pressure situations to boost our drive. Taking risks, jumping in before we feel ready, tackling new challenges, and always pushing ourselves can place us in a mental death ground, sharpening our focus and drive. But be careful around those who are truly desperate, as their unpredictability can be dangerous. Part 2. Organizational team warfare. Effective leadership requires a unified command structure, clear objectives, and motivated individuals, allowing for adaptability and swift action. Strategy 5. Avoid the snares of groupthink, the command and control strategy. Effective leadership needs to be subtle today, because people often don't trust authority and think they know best. It's important to have one clear leader. When leadership is split, things fall apart, as seen in historical military losses. Leaders should keep control but also make sure their team feels part of the process, avoiding groupthink, which kills creativity and risk-taking. Leaders should watch out for team members who try to manipulate for their own gain and give clear, motivating instructions to avoid confusion and keep everyone focused and motivated. Avoid sharing leadership to dodge failure and use the enemy's divided leadership to your advantage. Strategy 6. Segment your forces, the controlled chaos strategy. Strategy is about positioning yourself with multiple options, not following a fixed plan. Flexibility and adaptability are key, as shown by historical figures like Napoleon and practices like the German Army's mission tactics. Success comes from creating a structure that allows for quick adaptation to changing circumstances and encourages independent decision-making within a broad strategic vision. Strategy 7. Transform your war into a crusade, morale strategies. To build a cohesive and motivated team, leaders must make their group feel part of a worthy cause, satisfying their need to be part of something larger. This approach reduces selfish behavior and aligns individual success with the group's goals. High morale, crucial in military and organizational leadership, is fostered from the beginning by uniting the team around a common objective, meeting their material needs, leading by example, keeping them active and focused, appealing to their emotions, balancing discipline with rewards, building a shared history of success, and promptly addressing negativity. These principles are essential for creating a dynamic and committed group. Part 3. Defensive warfare. Mastering defensive warfare involves economical use of resources, strategic retreats, and counterattacks, coupled with the arts of deception to manipulate enemy perceptions for ultimate victory. Strategy 8. Pick your battles carefully, the perfect economy strategy. Reality sets limits on our resources and capabilities, with death being the ultimate boundary. Living within these limits, like animals do, encourages creativity and efficiency. Societies of abundance, however, can make us lose sight of these limitations, leading to a disconnection from reality and a weakening of resolve. Warriors and successful leaders, like General Vo Nguyen Giap during the Vietnam War, embrace these limitations, turning disadvantages into strengths through inventive strategies and resourcefulness. This approach of perfect economy maximizing impact with minimal resources ensures sustainability and adaptability, even against opponents with superior resources. Understanding and embracing our limitations can actually expand our capabilities and lead to success. Strategy 9. Turn the tables, the counterattack strategy. The counterattack strategy uses patience to turn an enemy's aggression into their downfall. By waiting for the aggressor to make a move, a defender can then strike back more effectively. This method, used by historical figures like Napoleon, is about being calm and patient to spot the right moment for action. It works well in many competitive situations because it turns the opponent's haste into a mistake. Strategy 10. Create a threatening presence, deterrent strategies. To deter aggression, project an image of strength and unpredictability. Build a reputation that makes opponents think twice about attacking, utilizing tactics like surprise maneuvers, reversing threats, appearing irrational, and playing on paranoia. Establish a formidable reputation through consistent, decisive actions. This approach, rooted in ancient military wisdom, is effective in both defense and offense, ensuring you're respected and feared, thereby preventing conflicts before they start. Strategy 11. Trade space for time, the non-engagement strategy. Taking time to reflect helps us understand our unique strengths in the situation we're in. This isn't about running from challenges, but about finding the best time to act. Historical leaders like Moses and Jesus used such moments to plan their next moves wisely. Strategic retreat lets us see clearly, stay calm, and act in ways that truly fit us and the moment. Part 4. Offensive warfare. Characterized by attacking first and maintaining initiative, aims to create circumstances that minimize unexpected friction and overwhelm the enemy. Success relies on strategic planning, understanding the opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and executing with audacity to gain momentum. Strategy 12. Lose battles but win the war, grand strategy. Humans evolved from animals, gaining reason and foresight, dominating the world but still driven by primal instincts. The ancient Greeks admired figures like Odysseus for balancing thought and emotion. Grand strategy involves long-term planning, understanding ourselves and our enemies, and adapting to change. It requires setting clear goals, looking beyond the present, addressing root problems, and using subtle methods. This approach helps control our impulses, embodying the grand strategist ideal who surpasses our animal instincts with strategic depth. Strategy 13. Know your enemy, the intelligence strategy. Learn to read people around you, know who's friend or foe, predict their moves, and beat their plans. Great leaders like Hannibal and Caesar were experts at understanding others, a skill gained from careful observation. Having allies and informants broadens your insight, offering key info on competitors. People's true colors show in tough times, helping you make smart choices. Strategy 14. Overwhelm resistance with speed and suddenness, the Blitzkrieg strategy. The Blitzkrieg strategy used by Germany in 1940 showed how speed and surprise can win battles by quickly breaking through enemy lines. In modern life, acting fast and decisively can put others on the defensive, making them prone to errors. To use this approach, start where least expected, communicate rapidly with your team, and surprise opponents to gain the upper hand. Strategy 15. Control the dynamic, forcing strategies. To achieve control in life and conflict, it's essential to blend strategy with psychology. You can control situations to benefit you by using a mix of straightforward and subtle strategies to direct how things unfold. This approach involves setting the pace, manipulating the environment to your favor, exploiting emotional triggers for strategic missteps, and subtly guiding your adversaries to believe they're in charge, thereby reducing their resistance. Mastery of these principles transforms your influence, turning every response to your advantage while conserving your energy for decisive moves. Strategy 16. Hit them where it hurts, the center of gravity strategy. In war, understanding the enemy's center of gravity, the source of their power, is crucial. It could be an abstract concept or a physical entity. Successful strategies involve targeting this center, disrupting communication, attacking vulnerabilities, or undermining strengths. Great leaders like Alexander the Great and Mao Zedong mastered this approach. Instead of direct confrontation, focus on weakening what supports the enemy's power, leading to their downfall. Strategy 17. Defeat them in detail, the divide and conquer strategy. Thousands of years ago, early humans, lacking physical advantages like animals, formed groups for survival. The power of unity and division of labor in groups increased human strength over time. In ancient warfare, cohesion and trust among soldiers were crucial. Strategies like divide and isolate, used by military leaders, exploited the fear of isolation and vulnerability to win battles. In politics, leaders like Roosevelt and Mao used divide and conquer to maintain control and weaken rivals. Rome's divide and rule strategy helped build its empire. The lesson is to maintain control, isolate potential rivals, and keep information flowing through you to prevent factions from forming. Ultimately, unity and strategic thinking are essential for maintaining power and thwarting division. Strategy 18. Expose and attack your opponent's soft flank, the turning strategy. In today's world, the indirect approach is often more effective than direct confrontations. Constant power struggles lead to concealed aggression. To gain true power, one should use subtle influence rather than direct tactics. Weakening resistance before attempting to overcome it is key. It requires an understanding of human psychology and the balance of charm and hints. The indirect approach minimizes conflicts and is applicable in various areas of life. Strategy 19. Envelop the enemy, the annihilation strategy. Humans have a natural desire for freedom and open spaces. Psychological enclosure can lead to panic and mistakes in conflicts. Enveloping opponents psychologically is a powerful strategy, as seen in historical examples like John D. Rockefeller's control of the oil industry and the assassin's use of fear. This strategy preys on opponents' vulnerabilities, such as arrogance or paranoia. The ultimate envelopment goes beyond forces or emotions and envelops the opponent's entire strategy. However, using this strategy carries risks and should be employed when there's a reasonable chance of success. Strategy 20. Maneuver them into weakness, the ripening for the sickle strategy. Maneuver warfare is a strategy that focuses on weakening and unbalancing the enemy before a battle begins, making victory easy and quick. It involves manipulating the enemy's position and mindset, creating dilemmas and chaos, and avoiding unnecessary battles. This approach contrasts with attrition warfare, which relies on overwhelming the enemy through sheer force. Maneuver warfare requires careful planning, room for flexibility, creating dilemmas for the enemy, and creating maximum disorder to disrupt the enemy's ability to read your intentions. Ultimately, the goal is to subdue the enemy without engaging in battle. Strategy 21. Negotiate while advancing, the diplomatic war strategy. In negotiations and conflicts, it can be more effective to proceed with the mindset of a warrior rather than trying to appease like a merchant. By moving forward strategically, while negotiating, you build a stronger position that commands respect and leverage. This involves acting decisively and possibly making bold demands, which can project confidence and thus strength. However, it's important to use aggression wisely to avoid creating resentful opponents. The goal is to secure your interests without leaving the other side feeling excessively wronged or bitter, ensuring a more stable and lasting resolution. Strategy 22. Know how to end things, the exit strategy. Recognize the significance of how you end any action, project, or conflict. Successful individuals understand that the conclusion of any endeavor leaves a lasting impression and plan accordingly. They aim to finish strong, maintaining enthusiasm and ensuring a positive resonance. Avoid letting emotions dictate the ending instead. Aim for a strategic closure that positions you advantageously for the future. Remember, how you end matters as much as how you begin. Part 5. Unconventional dirty warfare. Unconventional strategies, increasingly used in both warfare and daily life, rely on surprise, deception, and manipulation, often crossing moral boundaries to achieve goals. Strategy 23. Weave a seamless blend of fact and fiction, misperception strategies. Deception, a key strategy in warfare and daily life, involves manipulating appearances to gain an advantage. This can include showing false weakness, using decoys, blending into the environment, creating predictable patterns and then breaking them, planting misleading information, and layering deceptions. These tactics aim to confuse and mislead the opponent, making them act on false assumptions. While effective in gaining strategic advantages, deception must be used carefully to avoid detection and potential backlash. In all situations, it's essential to weigh the ethical implications and potential consequences of using deception. Strategy 24. Take the line of least expectation, the ordinary extraordinary strategy. To achieve surprise and gain an advantage, it's essential to disrupt expectations through unconventional strategies. This involves understanding and then going beyond the enemy's experience, blending the ordinary with the extraordinary to create confusion, occasionally behaving unpredictably to keep opponents off balance, and continuously innovating to prevent your tactics from becoming predictable. These principles, rooted in ancient warfare, are applicable across various competitive fields, urging a constant reevaluation of tactics to maintain an edge. The goal is not just to win but to stay dynamically ahead, ensuring that strategies evolve to meet new challenges and opportunities. Strategy 25. Occupy the moral high ground, the righteous strategy. In the realm of conflict, using morality as a strategic tool can differentiate between maintaining social order and seeking competitive advantage. This moral warfare can manifest in two forms: unconscious and conscious. Unconscious moral warriors often leverage their perceived moral high ground to compensate for their strategic disadvantages, while conscious ones deliberately manipulate morality to gain public support or undermine their adversaries. Strategies to counteract moral warfare include maintaining integrity, preemptively addressing potential moral criticisms, and strategically engaging in moral debates to safeguard one's position. Understanding the dynamics of moral warfare is crucial for navigating conflicts in various arenas, from politics to personal interactions, emphasizing the importance of strategic foresight and ethical consistency. Strategy 26. Deny them targets, the strategy of the void. The fear of emptiness or isolation is a common human weakness, making it a strategic opportunity. By being elusive and invisible to your enemies, you give them no clear target, forcing them into a frustrating chase. This approach, akin to guerrilla warfare, involves avoiding direct confrontations in favor of small, annoying attacks that wear down the opponent. As they struggle to counter your elusive tactics, they become irrational and tired. Linking your guerrilla actions to a larger cause can turn it into a powerful movement that's hard to resist. Strategy 27. Seem to work for the interests of others while furthering your own, the alliance strategy. In life, forming strategic alliances is crucial for success, distinct from friendships or relationships based on emotional needs. Effective alliances are those made for mutual benefit and specific objectives, not for sentimental reasons. Historical examples, such as ancient Chinese statecraft, demonstrate the power of strategic alliances in achieving goals. Aligning with others should be based on clear, pragmatic needs, allowing for flexible partnerships that can evolve as situations change. Avoid emotional entanglements in alliances, focus instead on mutual interests and benefits to ensure success. Strategy 28. Give your rivals enough rope to hang themselves, the one-upmanship strategy. Navigating social and professional environments requires caution, as threats often come from within our own circles. Success involves mastering the art of one-upmanship, subtly undermining rivals to expose their weaknesses without direct confrontation. This strategy involves instigating doubt and insecurity, leading them to act in ways that ultimately isolate and defeat themselves. It's essential to maintain an appearance of civility while discreetly setting the stage for their downfall, ensuring your hands remain clean. By leveraging rivals' self-destructive tendencies, you can advance your position without appearing aggressive, keeping your reputation intact. Strategy 29. Take small bites, the fait accompli strategy. The fait accompli strategy involves making small, decisive moves to achieve your goals step by step. This works because people naturally avoid conflict over small changes, which then become accepted as the new normal. Success with this strategy comes from acting quickly and quietly, focusing on minor but meaningful actions that, over time, lead to major gains. Strategy 30. Penetrate their minds, communication strategies. To effectively influence others with your words, focus on indirect communication that goes beyond just talking. Socrates used questions to make people question their beliefs, leading to self-reflection and change. Similarly, using parables as Jesus did can convey complex ideas in a way that resonates on a deeper level. The key is to engage the audience's own thought processes, making them internalize the message as if it were their own discovery. This approach is more likely to produce lasting changes in perspective or behavior than direct advice or instruction. Pay attention not just to what you say, but how you say it, using subtlety and indirect methods to bypass defenses and reach a deeper level of understanding. Strategy 31. Destroy from within, the inner front strategy. To effectively undermine your opponents, blend in with them, becoming invisible as a threat. From the inside, you can discover their vulnerabilities and stir up internal strife, gaining the upper hand. Conceal your true intentions and align with those who hold what you seek. Gradually claim ownership or await the right moment to seize control. No organization can remain stable while decaying from within. Strategy 32. Dominate while seeming to submit, the passive aggression strategy. Passive aggression involves acting friendly but secretly manipulating things to benefit you. You might pretend to be unsure or weak, so people pay more attention to you. If anyone gets upset, you can easily say you didn't mean any harm, making them feel bad for accusing you. It's important to know how to handle passive-aggressive people because it's a common tactic. Gandhi used a similar approach, not fighting but resisting peacefully, which worked well against the British who weren't used to dealing with such resistance. Strategy 33. Sow uncertainty and panic through acts of terror, the chain reaction strategy. Terrorism uses fear as a strategy to spread uncertainty and panic by striking unpredictably and dramatically. Historically, from groups like the Mongols to modern terrorist organizations, it aims to undermine opponents' psychological resilience. Effective counter-strategies require patience, moral high ground, and strategic defense focused on minimizing psychological impacts and neutralizing the threat over the long term. Essentially, it's about maintaining a high level of security with minimal risk, avoiding panic or hysteria that ultimately plays into the terrorists' hands. The 33 strategies of war summarized in 22 minutes. To get a deeper understanding and explanation, I highly recommend you read the whole book yourself, as a summary cannot provide you with as much useful information as the book itself. The Amazon link to the book is in the description. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts on the book in the comments.